And now, let's hear from Christi Daughenbaugh, NAILBA's 2011 chairman.
Good morning and welcome to NAILBA 30. What a fantastic year this has been for NAILBA, and I hope for you as well. This business is changing, isn't it? And while some change may feel uncomfortable, it presents opportunity for those who are wired the right way to take advantage of it. And that is not just lip service. We have to walk the talk. And in 2011, NAILBA's leadership did just that. In addition to a robust agenda for this year, the board and executive committee agreed that we needed to prepare NAILBA and its members for the rapid change that is facing us and the industry. As such, we created a strategic plan that could contemplate not just the next year or two of activities, but the next decade of progress. I would like to take a moment to share some highlights of that plan, with a focus on three very important areas that are critical to the future of the independent community. Now, these areas are 1, safeguarding benefits, 2, younging up distribution, and 3, mainstreaming independence. Now, you may be thinking, what in the world is she talking about? So let me explain. Safeguarding benefits is doing everything we can to make sure that the tax benefits and privileges associated with the products we sell are preserved, and that new legislation does not impact us negatively. Our Government Affairs Committee, led by Dexa Makubo, rocked it up on the Hill this year. From the implications of the debt ceiling increase, changes in tax reform, ongoing discussions on the Uniform Standard of Care issue, and annuity suitability, this has been a busy but productive year. You will hear more about these activities in a few minutes. I cannot overemphasize the importance of doing your part to support the efforts of our legislative team. Thank you to all who have supported our PAC and who will do so in the future. Younging up distribution is exactly what it sounds like. We are all aware of the aging of the distribution force as a consequence of a lack of young talent in the business and the retirement of many experienced people. This impacts the producer pool we can work with, and it changes the complexion of the leadership in our agencies. A recent survey of NAILBA members indicated that nearly 40% of NAILBA agencies will go through an ownership transition in the next 1 to 5 years. And I'm living proof that this statistic is accurate. Our Professional Development Committee, under the strong leadership of Melinda Meyer, has created an agency successor networking group. This group was formed because our association is committed to equipping successors with leadership, management, and skill training to ensure their continued professional growth. Through this self-led group, participants are building a network and support group of other new leaders to help them grow their agencies in the years to come. Now, this is about acknowledging the independent distribution community as far more than alternative or non-traditional or any of those other words that have been used in the past to distinguish it from the career distribution system. The time has come where independent distribution represents the majority of business for many leading insurance companies in the industry. Over the last few years, the NAILBA leadership has worked diligently to develop and nurture relationships with many other associations and organizations, to understand what they do and to help them understand what we do. While the word independent might seem intuitive, our leadership and members tend to define it differently. So if they do, imagine how inconsistently the rest of the industry is defining it. We're working to solve that. Over the course of the year, I personally attended the annual meetings of ACLI, AALU, MDRT, NAIFA, and LIDMA. It has been a great experience to get to know leadership from these organizations and to open up dialogue that allows us to partner with them in new ways. Ultimately, this helps everyone because we all are impacted in one way or another by the trends. By working together and contributing our own unique perspectives and talents, we're creating a better future. Many of the leaders of our sister organizations are attending our meeting this year. And the Life Foundation as well as MDRT are not only attending, but are also contributing valuable content designed just for you. Clearly the times are changing, but one thing remains the same. NAILBA is still the organization committed to serving you as distributors. Working within our membership and with the support of our sister organizations, we will keep wholesale brokerage distribution strong together. I'm honored to have served as your chair this year, and I look forward to continuing on the executive committee next year and contributing to NAILBA and the industry in the many years to come. Now, I have to do a very quick change, shrink myself back to normal size, and walk out on stage. So give me a second, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2011 NAILBA Chairman, Christi Daughenbaugh.
So several months ago, I was getting my hair cut by a young 24-year-old girl named Sarah. How's that for a non sequitur? Anyway, Sarah is married and pregnant with their first child, so of course I do what any good, respectable advisor would do. I congratulate her, I place my hand on her belly, and I ask her if she and her husband Andrew have any life insurance. But now, what do you think her answer was? Well, no, of course they don't have any life insurance. Now, if I weren't eyebrows deep in shampoo, I would have whipped out an application, but I figured I would wait for a more opportune moment. But a few minutes later, she asked me the most intriguing question. She said, so is paying a death benefit all that policy will do? So one of us has to die for us to use it? Now, most of you are probably thinking, well, that's the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Why would anybody say that? Of course, she has to die to use it. It's life insurance, for goodness sake. That's what it does, right? But yet to the younger generation, they're thinking the opposite. They're thinking, can it do more than one thing? Can it benefit me? Can I get fries with that? Later, as I was leaving my hair appointment, I mentioned to young Sarah that I can help her family with life insurance or help them put together a budget, because of course they didn't have that either, or anything else like that. And as she wrote down her email address for me, she turned and gave me this big smile. And she said, you can be my financial coach. I was intrigued. So that's what she wants, a coach, not an advisor, certainly not an agent. Sarah was drawn to the idea of a financial coach. Did you know that in August, State Farm opened a coffee house in downtown Chicago called Next Door? One of the things they provide is financial coaching at a coffee house. Do you know anyone recently out of college who's drinking some coffee? Now, I actually went and saw Next Door myself a few weeks ago. It was just a fascinating experience, and I was so excited and impressed to see an insurance company that was being that creative. Not changing the product, but changing the packaging. Now, with changing attitudes like this, it's no surprise that life insurance ownership is at a 50-year low, with 44% of households recognizing that they don't have enough life insurance, according to LIMRA. The sense of responsibility and planning in the younger generation is just different than it is in the older generations. It's not about insuring a life, it's about insuring a lifestyle. Now, I'm not claiming to know the solution to this problem, but I am passionate about trying to help solve it. Now, one of the buzzwords that I hear and even speak about over and over is innovation. As an industry, as an organization, and as individuals, we need a renewed commitment to innovation and to creativity and the entrepreneurial spirit that has made brokerage the very best business to be in. And it starts with getting the best possible understanding of our target and what they're feeling and doing and saying. More importantly, what do they want and who are they listening to? This is going to help us broaden our perspective about how to stay relevant and not have our industry go the way of the buggy whip business. And at NAILBA, we know that a key to adding value to our target, that is to our members and our prospective members, is that we must help them to turn the spigot of interest on in the younger market. Not only to attract more producers, but also to help these producers attract more prospects. In that light, NAILBA has been rethinking our own purpose. As I mentioned earlier in the video in May, the board approved an updated version of our strategic plan. We broadened our purpose statement to say, the purpose of NAILBA is to serve as the National Association of Life, Health, and Annuity Insurance Distributors. We determined that we need to look for ways to be more inclusive than exclusive. Now, this may be difficult for some of you to hear and great news for others. But before you raise up in protest, please expand your mind with me and put on your entrepreneurial hat with me for one moment. Brokerage has to continue to grow and evolve or it will die. Just doing things the way that we've done them in the past isn't going to work long term. Think of how many new brokerage agencies are opening up every month. I know in Dallas, new ones spring up all the time. The walls are down, my friends. Because of the internet, we now have competitors from every state in the union vying to do business with the same producers. This has really changed the landscape of our industry. The interesting thing that I have seen this year is how many different types of brokerage agencies that there are out there now. There's no such thing as a truly traditional brokerage agency out there that also believes that they're going to look the same way in 10 years. So your NAILBA leadership has determined that we need to evolve as well. We need to find ways to better meet the needs of our agencies as we move into the future. You'll continue to hear more from others this week and through the next few months on plans we're making to be proactive in this process. We also value your input, so please talk to those on the board or to anybody on our staff and share with us your own perspective on where you see our industry moving and how NAILBA can be more helpful to you in that process. Again, thank you so much for the privilege of serving as your chairman this year. I want to publicly say thank you to my husband for your love and support. I absolutely could not have done this without you. And I also want to thank my parents and my brothers and for their love and support throughout this year as well. You all have done an amazing job of stepping up and running the agency since I've been out of town all the time. So thank you very much. Love you guys. Well, I have had a blast, and I hope some of you will consider joining me and your other NAILBA leaders as we proactively work to craft the future of brokerage and the insurance industry. The opportunities are tremendous. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your meeting.